Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
You know, that's just one step above stupid.
I'm sort of low in the seat there. All right. All right, you guys, doing another show here. Hate to do it to you, but I need you guys' support again tonight, obviously. My video just crashed and burned right when I put it out, so it didn't really do very well. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel during the show, we've given out a lot of money to Turning Point. So now I need to try to get some support for my actual channel too as well. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Hope we don't have one of those shows where it's just over and over and over. Let's try to do one of those. Let's see. I think I'm going to put Turning Point, though, on sort of my regular list. Yeah, Candace Owens is just a nut job. I mean, I don't understand. She's what she's doing right now is incredibly irresponsible and damaging, and she doesn't care. She's actually doing similar stuff as the the wackos that were saying stuff like Hitler and fascist and stuff like that. That's what her behavior is having a similar effect. It's just ridiculous. I don't know who the hell's out there that has a rational mind that supports any of the crap that she's putting out there, and she's just doing it because it's popular. That's it. Thanks, Wild Bill Lossman and Marilees. Yeah, I mean, she's sitting there doing videos where, she's blaming Israel for the actual death. I mean, like they did some sort of a hit, and all of her viewers are like, "You're in so much danger, Candace. Wow, you're so strong. You're so." Give me a break, all right? It's just, I mean, what sucks is, like I said before, I used to like her. I used to think she was like, wow, just this up and coming star that had a really bright sort of conservative mind, and she was, but she's turned into an absolute nut job, and I wish her other viewers were honest with her, but they aren't. They like the conspiracy. No, I don't think that's while she's grieving. That's not what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She knows it gets a lot of views and she makes at least 10 grand per video that she's making because of the views she's getting. When you get over 1 million views, you get about it's like 10,000 or something. It's crazy. Minimum of 5 per video. If she just did regular videos and talked about regular things, she wouldn't get anywhere near that. It wouldn't even be close because she's playing to the conspiracy-minded group. Yeah, they're somewhere in between, sort of like the, I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of hard to explain the people. Right, with their sponsors too, right? I mean, because the number of views she gets, she probably gets paid by views. Yeah, I mean, she's just... Thanks, Jody H. I mean, people can do whatever the hell they want, but I think it's irresponsible. Thanks, Julia Burns. That's my heartbreaking. Thanks for your support and coverage. Yeah, it's been sucks. You know, it's weird. I keep getting recommended all of his past, debates or whatever you want to call them when you go to campuses. But yeah, you guys, I'm hoping we have one of those nights where we're really, get some good support financially in here, where I don't have to ask over and over and over and over again. This is a day where, I tried hard to put a video out, and then it got, right when I was done, the program froze up and lost everything. Had to start over again, put it out there. There's no hardly any views. We've been trying really hard to, donate money as well during this time frame. So if you guys have the ability to, it'd be great to support the channel tonight. Other channels, it looks like a bingo machine in there. Be nice to have a night like that where I just didn't really have to think. Thanks, Elizabeth Sizemore. All right. Also, Jimmy Kimmel was fired today. I mean, couldn't happen to a better guy. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel is a pile of crap of a person, if you even want to call him a person. He's not only is he hypocritical, he's done stuff that he would have got himself canceled for in the past. And he goes out there and he tried to tell everybody that the shooter was a right winger, and as we know now, it's not even close, right? Like, it's just not even says great news for America. That's not what it was. Where was the quote in here? I think it was he said Mr. Carr, Wednesday interview on a right-wing podcast, said that Mr. Kimmel remarks were part of a concerted effort to lie to the American people. Right. Where was the comment? There it is. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize the kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. Right, you see that? And then, as we know now, it absolutely was a left-wing person. I mean, it's obvious, right? This person and their family said it. He's basically saying it like his dad's super MAGA. He wouldn't say something like that if he was MAGA, right? And so Jimmy Kimmel was let go, and he should have been let go a long time ago. And the reason, and I'm not out there, writing letters to these places and whatever, but ABC should have recognized that his words have been part of the anger that has stoked the violence over the last years. I mean, he puts out absolutely bogus, false information, and he does it in a way where it's so emotional and angry, and he's just full of crap, and he knows he's full of crap. So again, he thinks he was selling to his base, well, sort of like Candace Owens on the other way around. It's crazy. Just put out the truth and let it be what it is, right? Yeah, CNN's trying to say, like, wow, it's just, there was such a loving relationship, Wow. Next we'll be talking about how, Eva Vaughn and Hitler, they had these nice little notes together, I mean, it's just ridiculous, or what is her name? Not Eva. What's her name? I don't remember what her first name was. Something like Eva, or Greta, or something. Hey, thanks, Tylo. Appreciate the timeline. Dark times right now. Any idea when we get another update? I don't have any idea. Hopefully soon. I'd like them to do a presentation of all the surveillance footage that they've got. That doesn't affect anything. There's no reason they can't put that out. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Seabreeze. I'd like to get the support from you guys though tonight without asking. You know, we're having another one of those nights. I feel it coming. Cancel culture and rioting, burning down cities. Yeah, exactly. That's how it went. What happened to the First Amendment, Gray? Yeah, we all believe in the First Amendment, but Jimmy Kimmel wasn't doing that. And by the way, he got fired because his behavior was irresponsible. And that's why he got fired. Just like you could get fired, Bertie, when you make some of your dumb comments. Like if you were at work, you made one of your dumb comments, they might actually get rid of you. All right. And that's their right to do it. And some people make his comments have been horrendous. Okay. And by the way, somebody in the comments today go, Gray, I like your timeline, but I disagree with you in one way. I have him getting there at 8:30. And I said, yeah, I know. I've done that. But however, in articles recently, 2 of them have said that new video of him walking around with shorts is at 8:07 a.m. I mean, that's crazy. So you got to sort of figure out how to put that in there. I mean, I was pretty clear in the video, too. Yeah, everybody believes in free speech. But what's good for the goose is good for the gander. See, Bertie, your comments are ludicrous, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Your comment right there makes no sense. It's absolute garbage. The difference is the left wing, if somebody made a comment that they didn't deem to be something that they liked, they would go around and on a campaign have everybody start barraging the business to get rid of that person. That's not what these people are doing. They're removing them because they realize that they have hired these people who think they're beyond rational thought and can just say whatever the hell they want to say, ginning up hate all day long, and they're tired of it. They see what the consequences was. I think that when you're seeing these firings here, it's almost an admission that they had allowed these people to comment and provided a safe environment for them to make these horrendous accusations against one particular party, and now the consequences have hit reality where they're actually killing people. It's insane. What was funny about that, Fitz? Let's see. I'm being serious, and I know what you're trying to be, Bertie, but it doesn't make sense what you're saying. That means your thought process isn't rational. Think through it a little bit. All right. These people have. So here's the thing: the Republicans don't ever sit around in any mass numbers where they call, Schumer Hitler or any of them. They never called Biden Hitler. They never said he was a fascist. Anything like that at all. And, to the degree, it's incredible. The news channels and the politicians they have this talking point list, and they just kept barraging the public. And I think this is what their ultimate hope was. They're just frustrated that it didn't work on Trump. That's the thing. She doesn't have to leave. I just think her comments tonight are stupid, so. Okay, here we go. Now Bertie's acting like a complete idiot. Okay, see you later. All right, have a good night. All right. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. All right, let's see. People will find a way to make this assassination questionable, although all the facts are there. Yeah, it's right there. All right. There's been a lot more violent. Jesus, what a ridiculous comment. Yeah, I think people in his little chat group knew. Maybe his boyfriend wasn't in the chat group. You know, we don't really know. But it doesn't seem like that the person that he was dating, his roommate, was aware that he actually went out and did that. They may have had conversations like, "Oh man, I hate this guy. Oh God," you know, maybe even said, "I wish somebody would do," you know, blah 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 blah. But you know, I mean, would you ever really expect somebody you're dating to literally be the one who goes out and does something like that? I mean, when you read the conversation, it feels like she didn't know, and so why can't we just accept that as maybe a reality? You know, I just don't think she was absolutely aware. He or whatever you want. I don't know what we call her. Is it a he or yeah? Mm-hmm. I know you can say you don't believe he didn't know because you don't want to. You get what I'm saying? All right. You don't want to believe it, so you're going to say that because it makes it more interesting. All right. I think there's a possibility that there's those other people in that chat group knew something, and there was still a small possibility that his roommate, you know, the guy, Twig or whatever the hell his name is, knew something. You know, so but like when you read the conversation, he even asked why. You know, why'd you do this? You know, and NBC's trying to say, oh wait, who was that guy? Montel said, oh well, I think he's doing it because he was trying to protect his boyfriend or whatever. You know, it's like Montel, he didn't even know that. He was like, why did you do this? Now, why would they be covering for the boyfriend? So you think they cut a deal, so they invented a text string? That's ridiculous, you guys. That's ridiculous. Okay. See, that's a conspiracy theory. You think that this is a fake text message string that they created and put out there to protect that person. That is absolute garbage. All right. They would never. That just never ever happens, and it never will happen. That is ridiculous. Okay. My God, just think through things a little bit. Okay, well, you're full of shit, Abby. That's all I can tell you. You're a conspiracy nutter. Go watch Candace Owens. She'll get you set up. Yeah, well, she didn't call the police until I mean, I'm not sure what, you know, he told her not to talk to anybody, and if they got a hold of her to get a lawyer, but she didn't do that. All right, so you could say that, but none of the people on Discord said that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. See, look at you guys, man. So the text message was all just a setup. Why did he even text her at all? I mean, it's so stupid. Like, you guys, just think through it for a second. So let's see. The texts were just to protect her, but he confesses to knowing everything in the text messages so that when they talk to her, he'll be convicted of it. I mean, you guys think through things a little bit. My God, it's just unbelievable. Who the hell would do that? Hey, everybody. Yeah, man, I put the gun in the woods with the towel. Yeah. We're just doing this, though, so that you'll be protected. I'm sitting here trying to get that gun, though. Probably threw it in the toilet, the note, but she took a picture of it, I guess. Probably was going to upload it onto the internet. Yeah, it could have been aliens. Yeah. Yeah, do you guys see what I'm saying, though? Why, if you really believe what you're saying there, KK, there's almost no chance of what you just said is true. Why would he go through and basically say everything that he was doing? Yeah, we already know about the carving of the bullets. Yeah, I remember I used to carve those bullets. I even said it the other day. I mean, note this, I said, note to self, everybody, if you see somebody carving notes on bullets, they might be a shooter. No, they didn't, KK. And I don't allow that on here. You're a moderator. We're not doing conspiracy theories. Okay. Go do something else. All right. Jesus Christ. You got to be kidding me. Oh, it was a fake text message exchange because he wanted to make him look. That doesn't even make any sense. My God. What the hell's going on in here? It is a conspiracy. You think that they had the text message exchange to give her an out, but why would he do that? What would be the point of that? I just don't understand it. How would that work? Let's see. I guess you could say, if you want to do your theory, you could say, in case he gets, but why did he tell her to delete the message? So what's weird about it is that you could say, in case he somehow gets arrested, that'll be on there. But then he says, well, delete the message. Delete the message. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Sorry. It doesn't give the boyfriend it's ridiculous, Tylo. Man, you guys are out there. This is crazy. Why would anybody do that? No, it doesn't look more normal. Why would he confess in the messages? Why wouldn't he just do an innocuous text message? Hello? That doesn't make any sense at all. He sends a text message to make, give the boyfriend an out. And so messages, hey, I threw I put the gun in the woods and everything. And, I've been doing this looking into it for about a week now. And it matches actually, because the event was publicized right at the end of August. Yeah, well, it might be that the boyfriend had no idea that he went there to shoot somebody. We don't know. This is crazy. My God, think through it for a second. Why would he put all of that damning information in there? He's just saying, hey, I'm just I'm waiting for the cop to leave because I got to get my rifle and get it out of there. But I'm just putting all this stuff in there, condemning myself so that you can say you didn't know, but I don't want to get caught. That's why I'm trying to get this weapon. I just don't really get it at all. It does, logically, that makes no sense. Response to what, Ben? I'm not sure what you're talking about. But hey, you guys, we're already frozen in here. I need to have a night where you guys are supporting the channel where I don't have to ask over and over and over again. So if you have the ability to support it, we got the super chats, we've got the coffee, we've got all kinds of different ways you can support the channel. I feel like my channel is one of the ones that deserves the support from people. I answered your question. Oh, you asked another one I thought before that. Okay, you said, let's see, can you line up the timeline with him running from cover and taking the shot from what audibly? Yeah, we already did that last night. Don't you remember? Yeah, so, I mean, it's possible because there was about 25 seconds between the question about transgenders and when he shot. So he could have ran over there, yeah. And we did it last night on the show. You'll have to go find that portion. Thanks, Dub RX. Yeah, I'm just, we have to have a good night in here tonight because my video that I tried to put out did absolutely terribly. And why it did terribly, nobody has the answer. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's what I do, Cyrus. I ask for super chats in here because my channel relies on you guys. That's it. And that's what allows us to give $1,500 away during the last few days, you know? So go screw yourself, Saraz. Let's see. All right. Usually works better if you say, please support Gray, and then support at the same time. That way it's like a wave. If you wanted to save the boyfriend, you would just don't send anything via text at all, right? I know, it's amazing, right? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you put all of that information in the, to make it seem more plausible, right? But he basically convicted himself in those text messages. He thought he was talking to her, and then she would delete them. I mean, he must be a moron. Like, you can recover these kinds of things, but he wanted her to delete it. No, he said he's being no. He said his father has become really MAGA recently. You know. That's just doesn't make your logic isn't working, KK. I'm sorry. You don't make any sense. He hasn't been caught yet. He was free. He was looking at he was standing there looking at, and they know what the timing is of these text messages. They know that he's still at the scene trying to find a way to get in there to get his rifle and towel. You get it? Don't worry about it, Paulette. Nothing's, you guys are posting links and nobody's doing anything. So it's no big deal. Yep, Antifa is now a terrorist group. Wow, long overdue. Parents and their adult children often hold polar opposite political views. Right. I'm just trying to say it doesn't make sense to me, and I don't know if there's any way you can word it that it would make sense to me that text message exchange is a fake sort of setup text message. It doesn't make any sense. Dub BRX. Hey, wow, thanks so much. It said, I hate the division on all of this. I tear up at what happened to Charlie. And I see both sides, but death doesn't justify any of this. I pray for her. Yeah. Yeah, it does kind of suck. No, it doesn't matter how you explain it, KK. It won't make sense to me. All right? I mean, I know, I get what you're saying. How about this? I'll open up the phone lines and you can try to explain it. All right? Don't worry. I'll just listen to you. You can say it. But it's like, all I'm saying is, why would he just absolutely damn himself? And he's putting the text messages before she was even, or before he was even caught or anything. He was still sitting at the crime scene area looking for an opening to go get his gun. Is that all fake too? Like, he sent these all after the fact. He left the gun intentionally. He knew he was going to get it. He wanted to get arrested, and it was all done just to, I don't know. Hey, K Miller. Hey, thank you so much. Wow, look at that. 20 memberships, you guys. That is K Miller. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, there was like 3 cops killed today, right? What was the deal in the Pennsylvania one? Maybe we should pull that up. Okay. Yeah, hey, listen, here's the thing, KK. Anything is, quote, possible. I just think there's incredibly low odds of what you're saying. They would have checked to see what time frame it was. They've been interviewing this person, and they felt confident about it. Even the family has said that he's turned lefty recently. Warrant what? Hey, welcome, Joan Four-Wheeler Bazik. Look at the cop killing, please. Oh, yeah, okay. Pennsylvania officer shooting. Let's see. 3 officers were killed and 2 remain in critical but stable condition after a suspect opened fire while law enforcement officials attempted to serve a warrant Wednesday afternoon in rural central Pennsylvania. Wow. Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner Colonel Christopher Paris said the shooting suspect is dead after being shot by police, officials said. Law enforcement officers were on their way to arrest the shooter after a charge of stalking and criminal trespass was filed Wednesday in York County, law enforcement sources told CNN. The shooter appeared to be lying in wait. That's what crossed my mind right there. When officers arrived, the sources said, wow. The shooting unfolded on Har Road in North Cadorus Township, a pastoral area of York County dotted with small barns and sprawling farmland about 2.5 hours west of Philadelphia. A medevac helicopter would later be spotted in one of the area's grassy fields, flanked by the winding road lit by flashing lights from several responding fire engines. This is the second farm community marred by officer-involved gun violence in the state this year. Officials noted. Now, by the way, hold on a second. I forgot to say thanks up there to Joan Four-Wheel Bazik. Love your work, Ray. And Born to Raise Hogs. Okay. Michelle H. gifted a membership. Here, let me just throw a little folder in here really quick. I mean, they killed the shooter though, so it's like there's no, like a ongoing Pennsylvania. And the thing is people get so upset. I mean, my thing is I just don't understand how we're supposed to believe this in the, back to the Charlie Kirk case, that it's a conspiracy and not a conspiracy, but, I mean, it is a conspiracy if you're changing and making fake text message exchanges. I know that those exist out there in cases, but this would be a really weird one. He even said to delete the message. Once he realized that they found the weapon, he was like, oh, yeah, delete the message. He thought he was going to get away with it and be like, oh, yeah, I guess what's weird is he thought he was going to live with it the rest of it. Okay, here's one way you could look at it. They think that the text message exchange, but here's the thing. If he thought he was going to live with it the rest of his life, why didn't he not say anything until he was going to leave the weapon there, right? How about that? I can look at that angle. He said he finally decided, okay, I got to leave the weapon there, but he had already filled her in on all the information prior to that, or him. So, you might look at that. That's sort of interesting, right? That element right there. Like, why would he have, he says that he was going to go to his grave being the only one that knew, but you were already divulging before you knew that you couldn't get your gun. I could see you saying that after that. You see what I'm saying? Like after that, I could, then I could see you spilling the beans. Like, okay, they've got my gun. Hey, listen, I got to tell you something. Check that note under the thing. Yeah, just dumb. I don't know, man. Who knows, right? I really think she was surprised. That's what I feel like too when I read it. And there might be other texts in there that we're not seeing, and maybe there's particular evidentiary value in those that hadn't been put out yet, and they don't want to divulge that information. Could be that. The messages do sound so convoluted, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you mean convoluted? What do you mean by that? It seems like a normal dialogue. You know, he wasn't responding, the boyfriend. All right. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to, well, how about let's go over that again. Just that part. I'm going to play, I have the audio file of it. Let's just listen to it.
On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson, which said,
"Drop what you are doing. Look under my keyboard."
The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated,
"I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it."
After reading the note, the roommate responded,
"What? You're joking, right?"
Yeah, so why did he tell her to go look at that? Or him? I mean, I don't know what to say because the person was converting, It is a guy, right? That's the thing. It's just naturally, you just say whatever. I don't really know how to refer to these sometimes, It is a guy, Him. Like they were in a gay relationship and he was converting to being a female biologically, but I bet he's already, identifying as a female, I guess. But yeah, they're both guys. Them. I always thought that was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard, the them one. You walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, them, do you have a dollar I can borrow?" And then I'd be looking around, who's them? "Oh, me, yeah. I mean, it's such a crazy... Yeah, I don't know. You wouldn't know who I was talking about.
"I'm still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, like some of the way things are worded, it almost feels like... when you say I'm stuck in Orem, he never mentioned he was in Orem before that. So was she aware that he was going to Orem? He may have said, "I'm going to Orem," but she didn't know why, or he didn't know why he was going. You keep typing that in, KK, with no evidence at all that it's scripted. Just say to yourself, "I think it's scripted." You're the only one. I mean, you're one of a few people that think that kind of stuff.
got to grab my rifle still.
I don't know if I can naturally do it now because they've already...
To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you.
You weren't the one who did it, right?
No, it's not definitely scripted. Okay? So I'm going to start timing people out when you keep saying it's definitely this, definitely that. You don't have any idea if it's definitely anything.
I'm sorry.
I thought they caught the person.
No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down.
Right. Neither do I. But you're claiming it as a fact. We don't know. I think it's very low chance that this is scripted. All right? You guys are the conspiracy nutters. Always seem to have a stage during these cases. They always go right for that.
It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering.
Why?
Why did I do it?
Yeah.
I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it.
How long have you been planning this?
A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's easier to analyze if you're reading it. See right there. On September, it says, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that said, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. Then I don't know, maybe they took an image of it and posted it somewhere on Discord and was like, hey, what's going on here? Police found a photograph of this note. So he must have taken a picture of it. God, I keep thinking like it's a relationship and I'm not really thinking about the other person at all. And then right here, it says, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. The following text exchange took place. Why what? Abyss. You got about one more second in here of your, your combative response types. And that's about it. I'm not going to, Elizabeth Sizemore. I'm going to act exactly the way I want to act. Okay. So I don't care that you just became a member or not. You're not going to tell me how to run my show. Okay. Goodbye. Let's see. They would already know his father is MAGA. Right. Yeah. I'm not saying it's not possible. Like I've said before, that she knew that he didn't like him. Okay. Who the hell thinks they have the right to? Gray, I just became a member. I think you should do. I mean, get the hell out of here, man. Who the hell are you? God, I don't give a shit what you think. I really don't. Okay. On that aspect, if you're talking about the case, I'll listen to you. I don't care if you don't like the way I do or how I am on the show, then leave. Okay. I get really frustrated with just the way people are so into conspiracy. George Webb is a fool. Get rid of that comment. Don't talk about that person. He is an absolute moron. He has never been accurate on anything he's ever done. He's been doing this shit for years. Conspiracy theory all the way. Let's see. Yeah, no, he is an absolute fool. He is one of the dumbest people on the planet. Okay, get the hell out of here, man. I don't have any patience for that. If you're promoting that guy, get the hell out of here. All right, see you later. Wow. Let's see. But Gray, you need to be fake for other people's feelings. Yeah, I gotta pretend that I'm something else so that other people like me more. Screw it. Let's see. But Gray, I just became a member. Who that? You know what? That's almost like a mug-worthy, idiotic comment. I just became a member, so now I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you, you probably got one of the freebies. You know, who the hell knows? I mean, don't you think that's pretty funny? Let me ask you guys something. If you were just sitting around and somebody goes, I just became a member, and they try to tell you how to be, what a ridiculous comment. I mean, just, God, my God. But I noticed you guys haven't supported my channel in like 30 minutes. So if you guys are out there, if you could please help support the channel, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate it. All right. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to go work through this and let's see if we can find something in here. All right. I paid money to you, so I'm your boss. Yeah, I tell people all the time, if you don't like me, then don't watch. Okay. You guys watch my show every single day. Some days I'm in a better mood. Some days I'm in a worse mood. Some days I'm just blah, but I'm still here. I'm doing the shows and that's it. I'm me. I don't get to sit in your living room and see how you are every single day, right? And if let's say I went in your house and I go, hey, man, you look a little grumpy today. Screw you, man. Hey, let me give you some advice now. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Grant. We're taking a multi-billion-dollar political enterprise. Thank you, Bruce Holdaway. Whoa, woohoo! I'm never watching again. There you go, everybody. Hey, maybe they'll put me in a better mood again. That is ridiculous. Let's see. All right. So then he says, I'm still okay, love. So let's see. After reading the note, the roommate responded, what? You're joking, right? So, I mean, I could see what you're trying to say. Hey, thanks, born to raise hogs. Wow. Boom, chakalaka. Send me some bacon. Although I guess that's not good for gout, so he can't do it. Darn it. Thank you. Well, I don't have, yeah, exactly. If you had previous text messages, let's see. So this one says, she says, what? You're joking, right? Now, you could say that that was planned as just an immediate, abrupt response to declare that they didn't know anything. And then Robinson, the shooter, says, I'm still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. So did he know that, did the boyfriend know that he was going to Orem? Because it seems like he would say, I'm still okay. I've been in Orem all afternoon, Although, let's see. He doesn't say anything yet. Let's see. Might be a little longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I come home, but I got to grab my... And then all of a sudden you start talking about, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep the secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you. So he just couldn't control himself, basically. So it's in the first sentence. It's not like it was later. So he didn't want to, he said, to be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age, but he just didn't want to keep it to himself. I'm sorry to involve you. He probably was feeling alone, and I bet he regretted what he did, maybe. I mean, I don't know if he did. You know why I don't think he did? Because later he talked about how, hey, apparently the gun works great, like who the hell makes comments like that? But I think he's just kind of felt like he was alone out there and he wanted to say something to somebody. And he said it to his boyfriend. All right. I'm sorry to involve you. You weren't the one who did it, right? Hey, thanks, Sooner for Life. Yeah, we got all the voices here. And then this one says, you weren't the one who did it, right? Because everybody knows about it right now. And he, now that he's mentioned rifle and that message, and then he says, I'm sorry. In the room it says, I thought they caught the person. So she may have thought, I mean, here's what I bet. This is what I wonder. If she knew that he was going to the Charlie Kirk rally, I think that is possible. That she knew he was going to the Charlie Kirk rally, but he might have said he was going to go there and he was going to argue, whatever he was going to do. He didn't know he was going to kill him. And then she reads this note and she's like, what? That's why over here when he says, but I'm stuck in Orem, she already knew he was going to Orem and that he was going to the Charlie Kirk rally. What do you guys think of that? She didn't think he was going to kill. And that's why if you read it, like she said, or he says, I thought they caught the person. And then Robinson said, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude they interrogated. Now, I just showed Zozo that there was a tweet at 1 p.m. on the 10th, which is literally 35 minutes after the shooting, where there was a tweet of a guy being arrested. All right. So he's obviously monitoring Twitter and other places, right? And he goes, hey, look at this. And he already knew about it, right? So he's talking about it here. Does that make sense to you guys? Yes, he knew about the bullet etchings, but, he might have just said, oh, yeah, I just like to do this, I guess the one that said, well, maybe he didn't know what was written on the etching. All right, then right here it says, I'm sorry, I thought they caught the person. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude. By the way, the crazy old dude had child exploitation images on his phone for lack of saying the word that YouTube doesn't want you to say. Then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from the drop point. So he has a drop point. He planned on that drop point shortly after. I mean, I think that was a really stupid move. You know, now if you look back, he seemed like he could have just got over to his car and got the hell out of there. But most of the side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Yeah, it's probably right there on the street. I wonder if he could have came in from the back. I don't know. It'd be really interesting to know where he was parked while he was watching this. Although, if you believe it's all fake, then he wasn't doing that. And then roommate said, why'd you do it? The boyfriend. Why? And then he didn't know. See, this is why this seems legit. Okay, this little section right here. Would you really think of a little just quirky little moment like that? The roommate says, why? And then he says, why did I do it? Yeah. See, right there, those 3 lines, to me, indicate that that's real. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, why would you put that in a fake text conversation? You wouldn't even think of that. You would have just put right here, why did you do it? Well, I had enough of his hatred, and you would just go through that, right? This is sort of a natural progression here. Now, you might want to, well, they're just doing a really good job. Well, see, then, like, just think about that. The roommate says why, and he's not sure what they're talking about because he's gone through all this stuff here. Why did I do it? Why did I do it? Yeah, that's what that's what I wanted to know. Oh, okay. I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. So, but now he's involved somebody else that would know. So he wasn't going to keep it to his grave, to reveal the narrative. What does that mean, man? Hey, somebody give me an argument how this got in there. Right here. This right here, to me, is a little nugget in there that indicates that this is a real text message exchange. Because this is why would you put in like a fake text exchange, this little exchange here? Can you give me that? Anybody? Hey, thanks, Callie. We aren't seeing any. Did you see what happened to Charlie Kirk? Especially as it's been stated how much they both hated him. Playing devil's advocate, every online enthusiast was talking about. Well, yeah. I mean, everybody's, why aren't they saying, did you hear what happened? No, but he kind of did that, He sort of did that. It's right here. He didn't say that. He said, hey, he's kind of being sneaky, like, hey, drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard. And now that's basically saying, did you see what happened to Charlie Kirk? Right? That's what's happening there. And then you get over here, and then he starts talking about, I left the gun. You didn't do it. Yeah, I did it. Blah, blah, blah. Right. But this right here should make people think. I mean, I think that this 3 lines here is something that you wouldn't put in a fake text message exchange because it's too natural, like how a conversation would go. I would think it would go something like this. But there's a vehicle lingering. Why did you do it? I had enough of his hatred. You just get right to the reason instead of why, and then a question like, why did I do it? Oh yeah, that's right. That's natural right there, and I think that is a really strong indication that this is a real text message exchange. I don't have any proof of any of that, but that looks natural to me. I don't know. Why would anybody? I don't think other people are questioning it. And then right here it said, let's see. I'm going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they've moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. So that right there, it's indicating that he's checking all over social media, all over the news. He hasn't seen anything that's found it yet. That's how we knew about the old man, because he was arrested 35 minutes after the shooting at the latest, because that's when the video was posted at 1 o'clock. So he's probably arrested at like 45, and the video posted. And so that indicates he was watching Twitter at the time. And now he's even admitting he's watching the news. He can't see that they've found his weapon yet. I bet am I pissing off all the conspiracy theorists right now? I don't know what to tell you. This is just how I think here. I get so frustrated when it's such a groundswell of conspiracy, and that is a conspiracy. If you're saying that they work together to create a fake text message narrative, and then people have said that they are protecting the boyfriend, right? As if they created this whole text exchange to give that person cover while they interrogate them. And they just don't do this kind of stuff. They don't put out fake. There's no reason to do this right here. They would just say they've been cooperative. We don't think they're involved. Instead, they're literally showing the text message exchange, because this absolutely indicates that Tyler Robinson's the killer. In fact, I don't think he even has a case. This is like one of those ones where it's just over. Yeah, that is motive in there, but you're saying it's trying to cover up for the boyfriend, KK. So then right here, let's see. Yeah, did I do it? Yeah. And then, how long have you been planning this? Well, a bit over a week, I believe. Yeah, and so the timeline, I think it was like the 28th or 29th of August is when it was announced. So, it's a little over a week. Might have been a little bit before that. I don't remember. I read it today, though. A bit over a week, I believe. I can get those. Maybe I have it right here. Hold on. Are we in? Let's go to the 17th. There, hold on. I was looking at this one just to get any filler information. Okay, so the September 3rd, Utah Valley University released a statement affirming its commitment to free speech, intellectual inquiry, and constructive dialogue. Here it is, August 29th. Ahead of Kirk's visit to Utah Valley University, a change.org petition is started titled "Prevent Charlie Kirk from Speaking at Utah Valley University." So they already knew about it on the 29th. I was just looking for the other one. I had a second. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. All right, they didn't. They don't have that far back. So it must have been planned for a while. I don't know. Why do they release anything, Miles, in any cases? And how do you know it was the FBI that released this? It seemed like it was the prosecution office, And this is in the probable cause document. Hey, Miles. There's a rifle on there, period. I don't care how many times you type period in, you're incorrect. I'm going to show it to you again. And when you say, you can't see a rifle. Okay, I'll give you that. Hey, yeah, I can't tell that that's a rifle. Okay, but it could be a broomstick. It could be a bat. It could be something, but we know that he wrapped it in a black towel and put it in the woods, right? They have him on camera going over there. There is two, Miles. There is two, buddy. I know it's difficult for you. I know it's hard, man. When you're in the conspiracy theory realm, it's confirmed in your own head. and everything you see confirms the same bias over and over and over again. It's okay, Miles. Yeah, I'll show it to you in a minute when it loads up, all right? And if you look at it and you go, you can't tell, then get the hell out of here, okay? We're not going to do this, all right? We're not going to do it, all right? I've made videos on this. We've gone over it 100 times, at least 1 million. We're going to do it right here. Watch this. Hey, I've seen it, Gray. You can't tell anything. All right, here we go. Here, watch it right here. We're going to, once it stops zooming on itself. All right, watch this. Can you not see that? Notice how right there he's got, there's this item that sticks out from him with the towel. You can actually see it there. Physically, there's a shadow there. Now watch. He steps down. He's moving there it is right there. The towel wrapping the rifle. He sets it down right there. And then he lets himself down onto a ledge. Now watch this. Here we go. Ah, geez, Zozo. You can, Zozo. You just always do this. I know you can see it. I know you can see it. All right, so here you go. He steps down on the ledge. Now watch. See that right there? That right there is the gun. That thing sticking up right there. His left arm is swinging it over. Now look at, boom, he grabs it with the right. Do you see that? It's huge. I don't know how to make it bigger. Okay, watch this. Is that big enough? You just want to look at pixels? So you see a towel. No, that's not what you see. I don't know how to make it bigger. It'll look horrible. Look, he puts it down. Then watch right here. He steps down right here. I'm not having Miles. If Miles calls in, the phone's getting hung up on. All right, we're going right here. See that? It gets swung up in the air. You see that whole long item right there? That's the rifle. You see that? That's it. I have it enhanced with, what do you call it? Just contrast. Yeah, it's the gun. Yeah, that's the gun. I made a whole video on this, you guys. Did you miss this? I went through it slowly and methodically. All right, so look at it. Now just watch it. I'm going to play it in normal, like just hitting the arrow forward. Look at, it's really obvious here. See right here, he puts the gun down, right? Now I'm going backwards. He puts the gun down, wrapped in a black towel. Then he lets himself down, left leg first over the edge. Then he puts both legs on the ledge there by the window, and he grabs the item after he kind of swings it over, kind of moves it with his wrist over. His right arm is sticking out, grabs it. See it right here? This whole thing right here is the rifle and towel. You see that? It's long. And then he swings it down by his right leg there. All right? And then from here, he jumps down. He goes to the ground. Boom. Now look at right there. When he hits the ground, he gets up, and you can see this whole area here is the towel and the gun. He stands up, and now he's got it. Now look at that. Look at that right there. I mean, what in the hell do you think that is? What do you think that is, Miles? Look at that right there. This whole thing. That's the rifle all the way down there inside the towel there. You see that? And guess what? We know it is because just after this, he went to the woods, put the black towel and the gun in the wooded area, and he was waiting out there trying to get it back, and the cops found it. I mean, what part of that doesn't make sense to you? All right, so so right at this point, he picks up his sunglasses, and he's running over. And watch, you'll even see him with his left hand. He's holding the gun in his right hand, and it's wrapped up in the blanket there. And now look at right now, he reaches up with his left hand. Look at it, it's right next to his head. He's putting his glasses on. He's trying to get them on his head. And then he runs over to the other area over here. God, I can't tell you how many times we've gone over this thing. Yeah, right there. There's the lobster hand image. Wow. He's got 48-inch long arms. Look at that. See his little pinchers right there? Lobster pinchers? All right, what do you think now, Zozo? What do you think? I made the screen really big. Can you see it? All this video and nothing before while he is on the roof. Right, they're not showing us that part yet when he walks up the stairs, but we see him on the roof, Chris. So what's weird about it to you? We see him running from the corner over and down. They have the video. All right, this video right here is, man, you guys must be so bored. I've said this so many times. It's just, this camera right here is a 360-degree camera that they can rotate. So you can rotate it right here and follow somebody walking off the screen all the way around. They have him on camera here. In fact, on, I think this camera, there's another shot here I've seen that's wider. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know if I have it in here. But you can see right over here, and there's going to be the stairways, a stairwell that goes up. And then right over, I think it's right on the other side of this wall there is the roof. See that, this thing right over here? This big, I don't know, sure what that is, a vent or whatever. There, it's right here. Look, it's this vent right there. That's the vent. See that? So at 12:23 and 34 seconds, he's right there. He's already left that position and running. So I think that the shot was actually at like 12:23, 10 or 15, maybe 12:23, 20, something like that. Huh? All right, guys, we're having one of those massive lulls again. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, that'd be great. We could use some more channel memberships tonight. That'd be awesome. Oh, geez, Miles. Miles. Okay. Well, Miles, let me just tell you something. This channel isn't for you, okay? We don't do conspiracies. We don't do all that kind of stuff. If a conspiracy presents itself with the facts of the case, we'll go that direction. But we don't do it just sort of like you want it to be that. You don't care what anybody's showing you. You just keep saying the same thing over and over again. You're always going to be disappointed here. You aren't going to convince a soul. And, you know, go to the place where everybody agrees with you. This isn't going to work. No, it's not anybody. It's him, Miles. He admits to doing it. We see him on camera. His parents identified him as being the person in the video. They also realized that they're the ones that gave him the gun that they found in the woods that was wrapped in the black blanket, and his DNA was on the trigger. I'm not offering conspiracy. Okay, forget it, man. No, my narrative is accurate, and it's going to be 100% accurate when it's all said and done, Miles. Your narrative is ludicrous and embarrassing. Use your brain. Have a better brain. It doesn't work. Wow. Let's see. Didn't the fat guy also say it was he? The fat guy. What? It was, I just explained it to you really clearly, Miles. If you can't understand it, I'm gonna have to time you out so we can get regular conversations going in here. Now I absolutely have an idea who it is on the roof. It is Tyler Robinson. It 100% is him, based on the circumstantial evidence, which is just as powerful as direct evidence. It's the same thing. It is him on the roof. He's got the black towel wrapped around the gun. He heads over to the woods. Okay, I'm getting rid of this guy. Sorry, guys. I know it's freedom of speech, blah, 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 but this channel isn't, this is my channel, all right? So you go do something else. Not interested, Miles. Doesn't matter what they say. The guy could tell you to your face and you won't care, all right? So go do something else. I don't want him to be, it's not entertaining, Chris. It's not entertaining at all. It's nauseating. we'll put him on timeout for 30 minutes. Let him think through what we just said. So let me just say it again. Let me say it again. They have his vehicle coming onto campus at 8:30 in the morning. He's seen various times. He's wearing shorts prior. And then he changes clothes into jeans, a black shirt, a hat, and he probably has the same shoes on and hat and has glasses on. Then he walks. You see him walk into the tunnel. He's got something in his leg. He's limping around. Then he limps in video. He's limping right along here. Then he goes up these stairways, limps over to here, climbs over this wall there. He's there for 2 minutes, and then he stops limping because he starts running over here at 12:22. Then he lays down, he shimmies over, shoots Charlie Kirk. Then he runs over like this. He's got the gun wrapped in a black towel, runs over here, sets the gun on the top of the roof, lets himself down, hits the ground. The camera up there, by the way, right here is filming this whole thing. And he's running around and he's running over here, and they see that he goes over here on camera too. They're not showing, we don't get to see the video of that. But he comes over here, and this is the wooded area. We see him on camera right there, and here's the wooded area that actually has the gun wrapped in a black towel in it that they found. Now we have his text messages that say that he put it there and he was waiting to go get it, but there was this cop that was there the whole time. And then they find his DNA on the trigger and the gun itself. All right. I don't know how anybody's arguing this stuff. What's happening with the brains of people? What's going on? Let's see if we can get 10 more channel memberships, you guys. And instead of just struggling along. Ray, you make me uncontrollable laugh when you argue with people. I know. I mean, I sort of do it in a way because I think I can do it in a way where it's just devastating to their argument, but they just keep saying it over and over and over and over again. But where the heck is the video of him climbing onto the... We don't get to see it. We don't get to see everything. Matthew, he doesn't climb onto the rooftop. Matthew, have you been following the case, or is this the first day that you've followed it? I mean, look at, I'm just going to do it again. Jesus Christ. Where does this come from? It's scary. Look at, he goes through this door right there. See that? Right here. And he walks up these stairs right there. And he goes right up on the roof. Now this George dipshit guy that makes videos out there, he was standing right here today. He went out there and did a video. He stood right here and he goes, yeah, there's stairs that go up on the roof. I just don't know how he got up to the where he shot. And it's like, moron, you're standing right next to the stairs that he took up there. And by the way, you can walk underneath here just to go right up the stairs. So you can just go right through here, go up the stairs, and you're right there. You see that? Oh yeah, I often yell at the idiots in the chat. Yeah, BTME, yeah. I'm not like when I say, and I'm not saying that everybody's idiots in the chat. It's the people that are idiots in the chat, like you. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah, he is insane. It's me, Mike, that guy. All right. He's been doing this stuff for years. He said in the Delphi case that both the girls were garroted. You know, he walked on the wrong trail down there. He is clueless. He just shows up knowing that he'll get a lot of views because he's in the area. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He went to the Delphi case and walked down the 505 trail. He didn't go on the one that went to the bridge. And while he's down there, he's like, ooh, they were garroted. No, they weren't. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think it's great that people, you have thoughts, but it's almost like you're not paying attention to the case because of the comments that you're making. Some of the people. I know people like, I mean, this is just the way I am, man. I get so frustrated with it. But when are we going to start getting those other 10 memberships, you guys? Let's go. Come on. We've had a massive lull here. That's when the energy starts dropping, and then we go, yeah, No, it's a fact how he got up there. No, it's a fact. They already said it in the doc. Will you send me 100 tonight if I prove it to you right now? Yeah, okay, cool. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Where is it? Where do we get to that piece of information? Right, this is going to be awesome. Okay, right here in the probable cause document, it says, right here, at approximately 12:15 hours, suspect was observed walking up the stairs that lead to the common area adjacent to the Losi Center building. Right, the suspect walked to a short concrete wall. So this is it. This is the adjacent to the building. So this is the building. This area right here is adjacent to it. He walks up these stairs, and then he walks right over here to this wall and steps over it at 12:17. He's on the north side of that wall. Then while he's crouched down in this hidden position with the two walls there, he then runs across over here and lays down right there and fires at Charlie Kirk. Is that enough for you, or do we have to wait for like DNA evidence and like they all this other stuff, etc.? I mean, it's just that's the only stairs that go up there. They said it in the documents. I'm probably the only channel that brings it up because they want to keep it make it be complicated. So here's the stairs that go up, makes it right here. And then the next sentence is at approximately, that was at 12:15. And then at 12:17, the suspect climbed over that short wall and appeared to crouch down on the north side of the wall on the rooftop. At approximately 12:22 hours, the suspect stood up and started running. And how come we're still at 0 up here, you guys? I mean, from a minute ago when I just said, hey, if you guys could please help support the channel, we got to get 10 more memberships in here. And nothing. All right, there's Linda Cosma. Let's see. I remember it used to be a solid case if police could find any eyewitness. Now cameras, forensic, and digital evidence isn't enough. I know. It's even better than when people had eyewitnesses. I noticed he took off after... I just proved it to you right there, you know. And they won't take me. It's been the worst week. Huh? I don't know what you're saying. And they won't take me. It's been the worst week. Am I still live? Yeah, we're right here. Hey, there's Bruce Holdaway. He did 5 of them. Very cool. Very cool. We need 5 more. Tried to attack who? Tried to attack U.S. Who did? What are you talking about? Can you check the last TMZ surveillance footage after it reappears running from behind the house? I believe the last 2 frames show him in shorts. Yeah, I already know he's in shorts. Yeah. And we don't have to. He's wearing the exact same clothing. He just kept switching out. He had his spare clothes in the backpack. When he went into the woods after the shooting, he changed. So he put the gun wrapped in a black towel in a bush and then changed clothes. You guys remember that? Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Right. He's walking with a limp, everybody. He walks into the tunnel at 11:53. He's still limping all the way through the building and up the stairs. He's limping when he walks in front of the low-C building. He's limping when he gets to the top of the stairs. He's limping until he steps over the wall at 12:17. And then, after 5 minutes of being sort of crouched down there, he stands up and he runs with no limp anymore. That's because he's assembled the rifle. He runs over here and fires. He turns around and runs this way, not limping at all. He jumps off of here. Now he's holding the rifle in his hand, wrapped in a black towel. He goes over here and he puts the black towel and the rifle in a bush inside this wooded area here. Then he changes clothes. He exits there and he runs out over here. He comes in this direction, and right there he's wearing those shorts and so forth. And he goes, oh, he's over there. And he probably goes to his car. And then he waits around in the area for a while and he watches because he's trying to retrieve the gun. But he never is able to do so. And we're not going to. There's no gunshot from behind, you guys, at all. He was shot from the front through the neck. But hey, guys, my channel relies on the generosity of the people watching. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, that would be awesome. We're just trying to keep things rolling along. I tried to put a video out earlier. It got absolutely smoked. Nobody saw it. Too many people were live. Too many people putting videos, and it just didn't make it into the algorithm. Right. Man, you guys, we just have these huge lulls. It just makes it so depressing, you know. All right, let's try to do the. All right, you guys, if people want to call in, no conspiracy theorists, though. If you want to call in with you have some factual elements that you want to talk about, you know, and you're not talking about what some other YouTuber said that they saw, that'd be awesome. All right. How long have you been planning this? A bit over a week, I believe. And we're not doing videos, so just don't have your video available. Hey, look at that. It's Joan Four-Wheeler Basic. Gifted 5 memberships. Very cool. And H-Doc. I'm worried. Okay, let's see. So if this was somebody just set this up, let's read it. A bit over a week, I believe. I get close to it, but I can get close to the gun, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know. I mean, why would you have a spelling error in there, too, if you're just all set up? I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. I mean, it is kind of interesting that he's saying so much stuff. Like, I mean, like almost like he would write in a confession, like all these details. You know, like, I don't know if he had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? I mean, that's kind of the least of your worries right there, isn't it? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Like, he's not getting a response. So the only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. He must have forgot about the screwdriver. Remember how I was engraving bullets? So, you know, maybe he didn't see what was on the messages, but knew that he was engraving. The effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. So he probably stayed there kind of late, and they just weren't leaving the spot. And they probably, once they found that rifle there, probably posted people to watch to see if he'd come in, right? You know, like, I mean, imagine if you were law enforcement and you found a rifle with a black towel and you see the surveillance and you go, okay, that's the shooter's gun. You're going to post people around there thinking that the killer might come back to try to get it. And he was sitting there looking. I mean, I wonder if he's on surveillance. I bet you he is. I bet you he's on surveillance somewhere where he's looking and waiting and watching to try to get that rifle back. Yeah, he didn't do that. He disassembled he wasn't going to here's the thing. He changed clothes into his shorts. That was part of his plan. And he wouldn't be able to hide the rifle in the shorts and that t-shirt, right? So he didn't want to, he wanted to leave the area and look like a different person. So he assembled the rifle on the roof, but did not and the screwdriver was found on the roof, by the way, if you're not aware of that. It was found on the roof. I'm sure they have a great deal of video footage of him. Right. Oh, we got somebody here. Oh boy. All right. It's Karma or Carm.
Yeah, hi, Grant. Hi, Grant. How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, we're here.
Okay, good. Anyways, last time I logged in. You taught me how to mute the other one. Still echoing. What am I doing now? Wrong.
You can't have YouTube open.
Okay. I'll do that now.
Or it might be me. How about now? Are you echoing now? I already set that, so I don't know why it went back.
Well, I just X'd it out. I think it sounds better. Yeah, I think it was me. Okay. All right, thank you. So anyway, you can hear me now though?
Yep.
Sir, can you hear me? Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
Okay.
but hold on a second. All right, hey,
so anyways,
Matthew, where's the 100 though, man? I just proved to you. Come on, Matthew. You said you sent 100 if I proved that he went up the stairs. There it was. All right, go ahead.
No, it's all good. Anyways, I was saying the last time I was on your live stream, I had to leave for a minute, but just because of family stuff. But I remember the last video I had caught your live, right? And I had seen you were talking about, there was like videos of the guy laying on the roof. And then there was, he was like laying flat, right? And then you were talking about inscriptions on bullets and things. So I missed what happened because I'm trying to figure out, because when I just clicked in on here, are there actually people that are saying that like that's not him? Because I missed like a whole big portion of your videos because I was hearing like a debate. Like what were you guys arguing about? Or not arguing? I mean, just like, is there common sense? Like what's going on? Just logged in late.
Right, but I mean, that's when anyway, people just didn't realize that they think that the text messages are some contrived text messages and that you can't prove that he's got a gun on the roof and everything, but you can because potential evidence is that, it's so powerful. I mean, not only that, he's saying that he had the rifle with the black towel. They wrapped it in a towel. You see him do it. And he jumps off, and then his DNA is on.
Absolutely, yeah. Do these people who do this, do they show up to your channel and put this in the comments? I'm just curious.
What's that?
These types of like the people who show up and say these weird things, like where they don't believe this. Do they show up and put those types of things in the comments in your channel where they're like, it's this is that, like where they're so controversial? You know what I mean? Like because. Basically, the guy admitted to a third party. There's an email out there where it's like he's and also a psychologist can read people. You can also see when he's sitting there in front of the judge. I don't know if people have seen this video when they're talking about the death penalty and they're talking about whatever to him, he'll nod to the judge in a certain manner, like, yeah, I understand my charges. And then when they're like talking about the death penalty, he just dazes off.
I think he
Like
was
he's
dazed
like,
the whole
yeah,
time.
I'm over this. He
Yeah, there was
just
like
he
one moment where
doesn't he knows
he was dazed the entire time.
right.
He was
Like
like,
he
like a
but no,
robot.
but the thing is that I have family members who are psychologists, and they said that that's what people do when they know that they've effed up. He's literally looking and spacing off, like, I know I messed up, but he's already accepted that fate. But why do people like go on your channel, first of all, when we're sitting here trying to like discuss like crime and like, you know, maybe like why somebody did this, or we're looking at the facts, but then they just want to come on here and just say like things like, he didn't do this, when there's literal video of somebody
Yeah.
laying
Well,
flat
really,
on a
because they
roof.
like conspiracy theories, you know. They like conspiracy
Yeah, but
theories.
that's weird though, because if there's other cell phones, right? It's not like a ghost channel where somebody just AI'd something. This just happened, you know, right when it was happening. When they're like, oh crap, somebody's on a roof laying flat with a sniper. Oh no, you know what? He was laying up there on his back, fully clothed, just to get a back tan. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing is just, it just creeps. I don't know. I was wondering what you guys were like, kind of like talking about, you know what I mean? Because I was like,
Yeah.
I haven't been here in a few days. It's always like I would like totally missed out. And I was like in the chat and I was like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And anyways, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
So when I tried to hit donate, it goes red and it said something, and then I was like, okay, do I need to lower it or whatever? But I know that I have money in that
Well,
bank
you probably
account,
you just probably
so
have to do the super,
like
the other one, the sticker. Try
tell
that.
me. Okay, hold on. I gotta write this down because I'm old school and I don't know, because I
Well, I don't know.
try
Sometimes,
to donate and
sometimes people,
sometimes
if you type some certain things in, I've had it where sometimes I try to do super chats on different channels, and it doesn't let me do a super chat, but I can do
okay,
a sticker. You know.
a sticker. So that's what I click on. And how do I find that? That's because
The
when I
same
went
place.
on, like I clicked that. You told me. Okay. Well, at one point you told me to click the crown button, right? So I did that, but then it shows
What?
other people. So
Well, no,
am
I
I
didn't. I
not
never
supposed?
said to
Do I
click
click?
I never said to click the crown button. You just hit the little
Oh, I
dollar.
guess. Maybe. I'm sorry. I was reading somebody in the chat who told me to do that. Okay, so click a sticker button. I don't click the crown button. Then where do I go to do this sticker button?
Well, you hit the same as a super chat. It's just a different option there.
Oh, okay. I don't even think I did that right. I think I clicked that. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
okay,
And
you
what?
have
One more thing I wanted.
super sticker,
Okay.
super chat, membership gifting.
Okay, super sticker membership is in,
That's
and then
three
you
different
said
ways.
how is there a way to
Oh,
like put like is there a way you could put a certain amount like to don't you oh no you told me somewhere where I can do it by myself where it doesn't cost you a percentage. What was that again? Because we just had a house fire, so
Well,
I
that was
lost
this. I know, but
everything.
don't send, don't bother sending anything of it. Yeah, the other one is like the coffees. But anyways, I got to get to these other
Oh,
calls.
okay.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
Just buy me a coffee.
I just want to say I just want to say one thing though, to everybody. If anybody has like anything that like they could give me any just like information. My dog just had a seizure. I just wanted to know, my daughter's crying. She's a little girl. Where do you take your dog if you only have wellness insurance? If anybody could just give me information on it. Just right now, so I'm really stressed out, and that's what happened.
Just call.
This happened like 15 minutes.
Yeah, just call the vet up really quick. Well, emergency vet. See what they say.
I did, but we don't have money for it. So I was just wondering if
Right.
people who don't
I
have
think
money do
a lot
that.
of people are in that same position there.
I know. Okay, all right. I just didn't. I didn't know. I just was wondering if there was. Yeah. Okay. All
Okay.
right,
Well,
thank you so much. I just.
Well, I wouldn't want you to send in a super chat or a super thanks if you got to take care of your pet.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's not going to make a difference in the long run, because I still care about like everybody else, like $5 or $6 or $10 or $20. You know what I mean? Because I know that vets are like probably $4,000 or $5,000 even for one. checkup. Yeah. So no, that's
All
okay. Because I believe in this. All right. All right. Thank you. All right. God bless. You guys all
You're
have a good night.
You too, bye. Let's see. Thanks for calling in. I wouldn't be spending time on here. I would be, taking you can always get on payment plans at these hospitals. So you got to take your, we've had to do really expensive stuff with our dogs, and that's why you have dogs, because you got to be able, if you have a dog, you got to be able to take care of it, right? So whether or not you got to, you think so, summertime? I had a whole different feeling there. It's never 5,000 for a checkup. Yeah. Right. Ski shelter would help. Yeah. Let's see. This is what I don't spend time. Let's get back to what we were doing here. Who's the, she can figure out how to take care of it, and he's always been amazing. Thanks, Lanky Tour. I don't know. It just seemed like an odd phone call, to be honest. Didn't know what the topic was about, Right. Is the same and it's hilarious. Oh, you're being sarcastic, summertime? That's pretty funny. Yeah. No. Why, Christopher? Why? Are you a troll that likes drama? On the ring vids as he passed the house limping. Yeah, we know. We've gone over all the videos a million times. He's got a gun in his pants. It's not even a debate anymore. Whether it's broken down a little bit, like the video that I did today. If you watch the video, there's a portion in there by another YouTuber that shows putting it all back together in less than a minute. Why are you guys still talking about the dog? You guys. Let's see. If the seizure wasn't long, the dog will probably be asleep. Lanky Tor. See, look at Lanky Tor. She's been a moderator forever. I'm a Democrat, and I'm still appreciative of Gray and his hard work. Yeah, well, you guys need to be watching my videos. It is really depressing when you spend so much time making a video and you get like 1,000 views when you have 172,000 subscribers. Like what's happening there? Like, aren't you guys looking to see that I'm putting videos out? You got to hit the notification bell, the subscribe button, the notification bell, and select all videos. My videos are good. They literally explain things to people. Instead, people want to watch the entertaining crap of just nut job, conspiracy, crazy shit. Did he have a spotter? I don't know. Nobody knows if he had somebody else in the crowd. Like maybe he was looking at, maybe that's why he looked at his phone, but he's probably looking at his phone to see when the event was starting, something like that. Yeah. Anyways, let's see what we got. Mushy Mystic. Yes, Gray is amazing. It should not be a thankless task. I know. Yeah, but people will like to support other types of, the conspiracy people more. I've noticed I have to really try every night and say, hey, if you could support the channel, Or maybe he heard it being announced. Yeah, but he's on the phone right before he's going into the tunnel, which is at 11:53. So maybe he was checking to see, had the event had started yet or something. Or maybe somebody else that's in the crowd was, we don't know because we don't have his cell phone data or information. And we haven't heard any arrests made. You would think that they know what he did on that cell phone. They know what he did on the cell phone at 11:53 and what it was. And if that led to somebody he communicated with, they likely would have already arrested that person, depending on what it said. Don't you think? Mm-hmm. All right. I have a black bath towel. You know what I almost feel like sometimes, you guys? I feel like sometimes I get set up when people call in and say certain things. I don't know why. It's like a setup because there's troll channels of hate for me. So when these people call in and it's just these unique, crazy, almost like, wow, what's going on here situations, and I don't respond exactly the way they want. They get to put like, hey, look at this. And it's just what it is, It's crazy. Who's ever calling in. Oh yeah, let's see. I always feel like I'm being set up though, There's this whole channel that is devoted to trying to get me to say certain things, and then they make videos and they always just put out a bunch of bullshit, Let's see. Yeah. All right, let's see. Nah, because what? Who are you talking about, Shelby? Let's see. If that neck, I mean, who are you? You just typed in exactly the same sentence that somebody else typed in, Shelby. It's just, I was really odd to me. If that neck wound was an exit, it would have blown out flat. Right. I mean, these people, the bullet hits his neck, and I think the bullet had already hit his neck way before you see this red, the dark area where the bullet went in. Because it took a second for the blood to actually come out of it. And I think he's already been hit before the shirt goes up. Like he's hit in the neck, the shirt goes, like I think it's shockwave. A lot of people think, oh, it's the chain, but that chain would have busted so simply. That bullet would have just snapped that chain and just so fast it wouldn't have done anything. Let's see. Well, like if you watch shows where, let me just see if I can find something. That might be a good one. Hold on. That's exactly what I think right there. Look at this. Watch this. I mean, this, a neck is very soft, right? Watch this. See how it went in and there's nothing happening right yet? And then the shock wave. Look at this thing. Look what it does after that. It's crazy. See that? Huge. I mean, just crazy stuff. That was on Fort Scott Munitions. So I think that's kind of what that is. Philip, it was at 3,400 frames a second, man. It's real. It's a real thing. It's real, Philip. They even said on the screen it was over 3,000 frames a second. I'm sorry for your ignorance. All right, let's see. He was hit before they heard the shot. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. God, you guys you're crazy, man. Let's see. Router dust, a fly, anything, but no bullet. Okay. You know what sucks is, like, I'm doing this show tonight and I'm struggling getting the support from people because most of the people watching are these random people showing up that are just absolutely filled with conspiracy theory nut job comments, and they're not the ones that would ever support my channel because I don't believe in that shit at all. All right. And so I'm not, if I was sitting here pretending that it was, oh my God, great idea. Wow, you're right, man. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Maybe it would, you know. Who understands that I didn't respond to. Right. Oh God. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Carm, I would get off the internet, make a phone call, and get your dog seen if you're really concerned. All right. It's like, you're sort of like somebody if let's say a family member of yours was really sick and you went on a show and asked people what to do. We've actually had that in here before. And we say, what the hell are you calling us for? Call 911 and take them and get help. So you need to get out of here and go do that really quick. And pay on, over time. They just send you a bill and you pay. Right. I sound like Mr. Gray, when I was in high school. All right. All right. So how about we try to get 10 more channel memberships total, and that'll at least get us to a reasonable number. All right. And then I'll donate 5 myself if you guys do 10 more as a group. All right. We've got 533 people. Let's try to get 10 more channel memberships. Then I'll donate 5, and that'll get us 15 more channel members. All right. Awesome. What is the link for? It's for if you want to try to call in using StreamYard, but you don't have your face on there. All right, there's one by H. Hasselhoff, as in, you're not related to the Hasselhoff, are you? That's crazy. That's right, everybody. I'm e-begging, they say. Gray Hughes is e-begging. That's what the troll dipshit community always says over and over and over again. He's e-begging. He's a grifter. He's this and he's that. We've given $1,500 to the Turning Point USA. Not one of your friends, dipshit Tall Oaks, gave a nickel to a soul. We're able to do that because people support my channel on a nightly basis. If you're not supporting my channel on a nightly basis, we're not going to be able to do that anymore. All right. I have given $261,000 to true crime related charities. How much have you given? 0. All right. Thank you. And I tell you guys that, yes, every single night I have to ask over and over and over and over again. I want to avoid that because we get these idiots like that come in and say, e-begging, e-begging, e-begging. And I'm asking you guys, if you guys could please just make it so I don't have to ask over and over and over again. You guys know what we do here, and I don't have any better way to explain it to you. I know for some of you, the economy isn't great. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who can afford it and want to help support the channel. That's it. All right. I know there's people that want to help support the channel. They just can't. What do you mean 4 o'clock shooter theory? Okay, well, I'm just going to tell you this. There is no other shooter in this case. So any other theory of another angle is bullshit. All right? It's over. Okay? Do you understand that? It's over now. In terms of who the shooter is, we still have to I want to just put all the elements together with video, have all the surveillance footage, put it all together in an absolute orderly way. They've got this stuff. Hopefully we get it. Hey, thanks, Kathy Giles. All right, so if you're new to my channel, I'm going to show you. You might not be able to see it on the screen over here. But watch this. So my channel has donated $262,000 since January of 2020. And this year, we're at $33,051 given out from the income from the channel. Okay? So, we get these idiots that show up and yes, I have to sit here on a nightly basis and say, hey, if you could please help support the channel, blah, blah, blah. And I hate doing it, but it seems like some nights it's the only thing that works because I feel in some ways like obligated to keep going and giving. Like we have a DNA fund that we've put over $100,000 into where we're identifying Jane and John Does that have long been forgotten, found on the side of a road somewhere and buried in an unmarked grave, and we're identifying those people, even crime victims that are unidentified. All right, we're doing that. So you can say whatever the hell you want to say, but you're full of shit. Yeah, and YouTube does say to ask, like, hey, you do these little thing. Did we get the how many did we get there? Let's see. Kathy Blanton, aka KB, gifted 5, and then there you go. So there we go. Well, thank you. Now I'm going to donate $25 of my own money again. So let's put in. Wait, I almost sent in a super chat to myself. Oh, that would have been funny. That would have been funny. Yeah. They will when the trial begins. Must work harder. What does that mean, Paper Airplane Guru? Must work harder. I think I'm the hardest working YouTuber there is. I do 7 days a week, 360 probably days a year. I do a live stream. And I do videos all the time. What do you do? Except bitch and moan and complain. All right, let's see. Gray has not. Yeah, I know. It's just these people are absolutely crazy people. I guess we're still over here. How long have you been planning this? I mean, I guess what it is, what's sort of interesting about how this is written, it's almost like it was an interview of a person that says, I'm willing to talk, right? The only part here that makes me believe, 100% that it's real is this exchange right here. So I don't know if you're still watching. I can't remember the channel member up there that said, I normally don't believe in conspiracies. Are you still there? Are you still here? Yeah, see, Karma, this is what I'm talking about. Karm 143 is a setup. I'm going to block her from the channel. I can't stand it. Forget it. See you later. See, that's what I'm saying. I told you exactly what I don't care who that person is. She comes in here. She came in here. I think it was sort of like, hey, everybody donate to me. I need to. It was really strange. Okay. If you got a sick dog like that, you're not talking on a YouTube channel. Get the hell out of here. All right. Yeah, she's done that. This is the second time she's done that, and that's it. That's done. All right. Not doing it anymore. Nah, barely. She's just started showing up here sort of recently, and then she made a really rude comment the other night. And then she comes in here and you know. Anyways, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. All right. So where was the channel member up there that said that they thought it was a they're normally not into conspiracies, but this message seems contrived. Right, Paulette. Her house burned down, her dog had a seizure, and you want to send in super chats, but you can't find the button, but then you want people to send money in to support the dog that you are on a show calling in about. Does that make sense to anybody? Right. It's ridiculous. Anyways, right here we got this portion right here makes me think it might be, or I mean, I think it's real anyways, but this is the one that really kind of solidifies it. Why would you put this portion in there? See how he just kind of goes on and on, like, I thought they caught the person. Robinson, no, they grabbed some crazy guy, and then they says why, and he doesn't know if she's talking about like arresting this guy, and you mean, why did I do it? Yeah, so that right there, that's just so natural, because he would be confused reading this portion, because look, he says, I thought they caught the person. Then Robinson said, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated some in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. Then the roommate says, why? So that could be I planned to grab the rifle from my drop point. Why? Or why'd they arrest that weird dude? Or, why are there cops on that side of town? There's a whole bunch of things. So they said, why? And then he assumed and said, why did I do it? Yeah. See, that's interesting, right? Just that little portion right there. Do I hope he pleads guilty or not guilty? Well, you get more information if there's a trial, for sure. But if he pleads guilty, hopefully they would do something like a presentation like they did in the Watts case, right? Where they came forward and sort of showed everybody what happened. Right, exactly. The way he ends the sentences, I totally agree with that. Like up here, I'm still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orm for a little while longer yet. Normal people would say, I'm still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orm for a little while longer. And there was some other thing like that. How long have you been planning this? A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. I was just reading that full comment up there. What a ridiculous. I mean, that is. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I guess this means I don't even know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Yeah, it is sort of like somebody's asking interrogation questions, the way he's responding to, like hey, I'm ready to confess, everybody. I'm ready to confess. And then he say, how long have you been planning this, sir? Right? And then you go, well, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get, and then he does start talking about something else. I can get close to it, almost like he wants to get back onto the subject that he's got to get close to the gun. But there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. And then I wish I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't even know if I had a serial number, if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? The only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. So you guys don't need to look for anything else. Well, you did leave a screwdriver. So remember how I was engraving bullets? Those effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices, bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right? I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. And then this right here, though, is like, I think this is sort of an evil comment right here. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was a $2,000 scope. You know, so the gun was really good. I had to leave a really good gun there, and it was a $2,000 scope. And then he says to him, delete this exchange. Robinson then said, my dad wants photos of the rifle. So you said delete this exchange. I guess like whenever you're done, right? Because you continue on. My dad wants photos of the rifle. Because they put the picture of the rifle in the news, and now the dad is like, man, that's the one we gave him, and he's they want a picture of it. And he says, Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it's very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Since Trump got into office, and then what they have in brackets, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Let's see. Since Trump got into office, yeah. I mean, if this is like something made up by law enforcement, wouldn't you take that part out? Because you're trying to protect Trump, right? But no, it's in there. It's a diehard MAGA. The thing is, the shooter, though, is hard left. Everybody in the family said, yeah, he believed in leftist ideology. He's, obviously, he's probably transgender himself or whatever you want to. I don't know what you'd call him. I think he's gay, but I guess if he's gay and he's with a man that's then converting to a female, then wouldn't he be also attracted? I don't know how that all works, man. You're all I worry about, love. I'm much more worried about you. I don't talk to the media. Please, don't talk to the media. Please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. Don't take any interviews. Most people say don't give. That's sort of like that proper, don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. But they didn't stay silent. I don't know. I think it's legit. I think it's, it's kind of weird, but maybe that, he was a apparently highly intelligent kid, and this just might be the way he is. The way the roommate barely said anything. Like if we just went to the roommate, what? You're the one who did it. You weren't the one that did it, right? Why? Yeah. How long have you been planning this? I'm much more worried about you. I mean, hardly anything, right? I don't think it's bullshit. I mean, I can't say it's not, but I mean, what do you guys make of the one statement that you guys just kind of gloss over this right here? Why do you think this was in there? If this was all fake, wouldn't you just go straight from because it wouldn't throw you off or anything. You would just say, it's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. And then why? And then lingering. And then you would just go right here. I had enough of his, and then why would be the thing. And then you go right to, I had enough of his hatred. But instead, you have a confusion moment where Robinson says, why did I do it? Why do you think that's in there? You think they were that clever? Put a little confusion moment in there really quick and anybody? Yeah. Not one person responded to that. Look at the why is okay. And then if you were just contriving this, you would have went straight to the answer because that's all you would want to put in there. But instead there's this, well, why did I do it? Because they didn't know what, if you read this sentence up here, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude that interrogated someone in clothing. Why? Or I had planned to grab my rifle from drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. Why? It's quiet. It's quiet. Almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Why? So he could have been the why for any of the three questions up there. So it was confusing to Robinson, who said, why did I do it? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Then he answers it. You see, so that's weird if they put that in there as a just part of a script. You know, that's really like high level sort of like a confusion moment just to make it look natural. Right, we know that, Todd. We already went over all that earlier. A dog lady text? What are you talking about, man? The feds were sitting there the entire time. Okay, all right, they're smart. They got it all. These guys are CIA level. To try to make it seem really natural, they say, why? I mean, didn't it make sense when I just told you how this conversation went? That the sentence before had three separate, completely different sentences about something. And then the roommate says, why? And then he was confused at what the why was referring to because he just said three different things. Then he said, why did I do it? And then the roommate had to say, yeah, that's the why. That's what I'm asking you about, which actually had nothing to do with any of the three things that he said here. Okay. So don't you think that would be a weird thing to add in if you were contriving an entire email string? Yes or no? Jesus. That doesn't mean anything. Renee. Women's intuition tells me this note doesn't jive. That doesn't mean anything at all. What are you saying, Gray, that women's intuition isn't real? Well, I'm just saying yours isn't. Okay. Oh, yeah. Should I do that? Maybe I could do a chat GPT. Let's see. I'll just grab this. Like, got that. And then let's see. That might be kind of an interesting conversation with ChatGPT. But hey, guys, if you're watching, if you're out there and you want to help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, that would be fantastic. We keep having these massive lulls where the energy level drops dramatically. All right, let's see. I don't know what it's going to say it sounds like. Unless you've already had somebody do it already, and they probably worded it in a certain way. Can you decipher this screenshot of communications between a shooter and their male transgender boyfriend? I'm just going to put as much information in there. Mm-hmm. I think it stopped. I like having it red. Oh, you're not hearing the audio? Oh, yeah, we've got that stupid... let me turn this off. Hold on. I got to turn off echo cancellation. I got to now I got to fix the audio levels. What a waste of time doing that one call. Whew. Wow. All right.
I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can...
Let's start over again. You guys couldn't hear that? That's weird how it does that.
Here's what the screenshot says. Cleaned up and structured for clarity. I've preserved the dialogue format and deciphered some context where needed. Deciphered transcript of screenshot context date. September 10th, 2025 trigger. Roommate gets a text from Robinson. Drop what you were doing. Look under my keyboard. Roommate finds a note. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. Police later recover this note. Chat between Robinson and roommate. Roommate. What? You're joking, right? Robinson, I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. Roommate. You weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson. I'm sorry. Roommate, I thought they caught the person. Robinson. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah, Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Robinson, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I'd deck if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about Prince. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find Prince. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Robinson. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge ooh-woo on Fox News, I might have a stroke, alright. I'm gonna have to leave it. That really fucking sucks. Interpretation. Robinson admits to the act. Explicitly says I'm sorry when asked if they did it. Premeditation. Robinson says planning began a bit over a week prior. Target. Named target was Charlie Kirk. Weapon, a rifle, hidden drop point, and wrapped in a towel, also engraved bullets with messages. Post-incident behavior, tried to retrieve weapon but was deterred by police presence, worried about leaving fingerprints and explaining loss of weapon. Language tone, mix of apologetic, logistical, and darkly joking internet slang notices bulge ooh-woo. Would you like me to produce a timeline of events and planning based on these messages, for example, when Robinson planned, when they acted, what steps they took after? This might make it easier to understand the sequence.
Let's see. People are claiming that this text message exchange is a ruse. I'm not sure. How do you spell ruse? R-U-S-E? I can't remember. I think that's right. Ruse to protect the boyfriend. It's not spelled that way, summertime. Oh, R-O-U-S, maybe it's R-O-U-S-E, yeah. They usually figure out your spelling errors. I don't use that word. So I spelled it right? Hey, all right, cool. All right, guys, if you could help support the channel, that'd be great. We've had a massive lull for like 30 minutes again, so it's just getting... that's when the show gets to the conclusion point.
Thought for 14 seconds.
What the hell's that?
Short answer, it's possible but not provable from that screenshot alone. Below, I'll walk through clear signs that would support A, it being a staged ruse to protect the boyfriend, B, being authentic, what to look for in the evidence,
Welcome,
and immediate next steps you or investigators can take. I also checked the image you uploaded for embedded metadata. There's no EXIF metadata in the JPEG, so the screenshot file itself gives us no provenance clues. 1. Why people might claim it's a ruse, what to look for.
Usually it just plays.
These are common indicators that a message exchange might have been fabricated or altered to protect someone.
Jesus.
2. Convenient confession. An explicit, clean, I'm sorry confession in plain text can feel staged if it fits a narrative someone wants to create.
There you go.
Inconsistent tone.
Wants to
Register.
create.
If the language switches oddly, very formal in one line, slang next, it may have been patched together. Absence of timestamps. Delivery markers. Official message threads usually show timestamps. Read receipts, carrier tags, iMessage, SMS, WhatsApp, or phone UI elements. A cropped clean screenshot that removes these is suspicious. No device metadata. Image provenance. If the original screenshot, not a copy, is unavailable, it's harder to prove authenticity. Text that answers exactly what a public narrative needs, mentions of the target, clear motive, can suggest someone scripted it. Too perfect corroboration. If the note under keyboard and the text match perfectly, but there's no independent evidence. Witness. Camera, phone records. Some might suspect coordination.
I'm going to ask about my particular portion.
Why the exchange could be authentic. Supporting evidence you'd want to confirm. These features support authenticity.
And it confirms everything. That's the thing.
Corroborating physical evidence. For example, police found the note under keyboard and photographed it, matching content and messages. That's a strong, independent link. Timing consistency. Message timestamps that match time of events, arrival, police activity, surveillance footage. Multiple independent sources. Witness statements, CCTV, phone call logs, cell tower pings placing the sender near the scene. Forensic traces, phone backups, carrier records, or device forensics that show the messages existed on the device before the screenshot was made. Behavioral consistency, language and content that match known patterns of the sender, previous messages, social posts, writing style. Three.
Actually, I'm bored of the answers. Let me just go down here and say, let's see. It's not really going to say. I'm going to ask about that one part that I was asking you about. If the message was contrived, why would this portion be in there?
Great question. That little back and forth. Why? Why did I do it? Yeah, is actually one of the most interesting parts of the whole transcript. If this were purely a staged or fabricated clean confession, you'd expect it to be direct and efficient. For example, yes, I did it. Here's why. Motive. But
Did I
this
say
short,
that?
slightly awkward exchange
Can
has
I
some
get a
important
boo?
implications. Why this exchange feels authentic.
Ah, look at that.
Natural conversational repair. Why is ambiguous. It could mean, why are you stuck in Orem? Why are you telling me this?
I said exactly the same
Robinson's
shit.
response, why did I do it?
Isn't that amazing?
Is a clarification check. This is a very human, unscripted
robot.
conversational move.
That's amazing. See, that's exactly what I said. And then down here, it does have the other side, but isn't it amazing they're using the exact logic I use? Why are you stuck in Orem? Why are you telling me this? Why did you do it? You know, it's like, it's crazy. That's weird when it does that. I always feel like, man,
Why this
am I a
exchange feels
robot?
authentic.
I'm a robot, for God's sakes.
Natural conversational repair. Why is ambiguous. It could mean, why are you stuck in Orem? Why are you telling me this? Why did you do it? Robinson's response, why did I do it? Is a clarification check. This is a very human, unscripted conversational move. The roommate confirming, yeah, makes the flow feel like an actual live chat, not a one-sided prepared statement. Shows hesitation and processing. If someone was fabricating a text thread to frame themselves or throw investigators off,
Not
they'd
amazing.
usually avoid back-and-forth filler because it risks diluting the message. Including this tiny clarification exchange makes Robinson look like they're thinking through what the roommate meant, which feels like spontaneous cognition. Adds emotional realism. The why is a very normal, shocked reaction. Robinson doesn't just answer with a clean motive immediately. They pause to confirm meaning. That makes the later motive. I had enough of his hatred. Feel like it's being given reluctantly, not as part of a prepared speech.
Isn't that amazing? And you know what's crazy is that's what's so amazing about AI is that right there. You know, I worked through it. I just said, yeah, this is weird to me. Came up with why, you know, everything, and it's incredible that a computer has that same, you know, the ability to do the same damn thing like that. And it's kind of creepy, to be honest with you. It's almost like they heard what I was saying. And then this is the sort of reverse of that.
Why it could still be in a contrived message, even if this were fabricated. Someone might include it because they're trying to simulate realism.
Right. See,
Adding a
then-
small
then
clarification
you're going
makes the
too
conversation
far.
look less too perfect. They want to humanize
It's
the
not
confessor,
confirmation bias,
making them seem
basically.
reflective or
It's
remorseful
literally
rather than
said
robotic.
exactly what I
They're
said.
padding the exchange to match known chat lengths or buy credibility. Longer threads feel more real than a one-liner confession.
Right. So you could go the other way and say, oh, they were trying to make it look like it wasn't contrived. I just thought that was pretty cool. You know, you guys told me to do this, and there it is. Let's see what the bottom line is.
Bottom line, that tiny exchange is more consistent with a real, in-the-moment conversation than with a completely scripted fake. If someone fabricated this, they either did an unusually good job imitating natural conversational repair, or they copied, pasted a real exchange and just altered other parts. In other words, this part of the transcript leans toward authenticity because it shows hesitation, clarification, and natural conversational dynamics, things that forgers often skip when trying to craft a fast confession.
Boom. That's exactly what I said. That feels pretty good. I feel pretty good about that. All I asked up there was something, I just said, if the message was contrived, why would this portion be in there? Just a completely innocuous question. I didn't say why, and I just said, roommate said, why? Robinson, why did you do it? Roommate said, yeah. And it came up with all of that, and that's exactly what I said was interesting about that portion earlier. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Oh, jeez. I think it's really hard to get support on a channel when you have people in the chat that we've got in here. It's just like, Candace Owen is a pile of shit, Lee Parter. She's an absolute embarrassment, and she knows it. She just loves the 2 million views per video because people like you think it's good. It's terrible, okay? Absolutely god-awful BS that she's putting out there. Oh, the Israelis did it, man. Hey, that's so clever. I bet you, I bet you anything that Charlie Kirk's wife hates what Candace Owens is saying right now. Okay? I'd be shocked if she's supporting anything about what she's saying. And nothing I say is going to have any impact on anything. Everybody's going to go out and love it all. It's so great. Man. And by the way, if you only watch that, why are you here? Yeah. Let's see. How about this? Well, we also know now that law enforcement found the rifle in a wooded area after tracking Robinson. It was wrapped in a black towel, and he is seen later wearing the clothing he changed into, fleeing the wooded area. They also found his DNA on the trigger of the rifle. They also have video of him climbing stairs to the rooftop and making his way, or let's see, I'm not going to put that part in there. Screw it. Let's see what it comes up with.
That new information is huge, and it completely changes how we should interpret this message exchange. With the rifle recovered, DNA evidence, and surveillance showing Robinson changing clothes, the chat log goes from possibly contrived to strong corroborating evidence of guilt. Here's why. Key implications of the new evidence. 1. Weapon recovery matches the text. Robinson texted, "Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel." Police then found the rifle. A fake confession would have to be lucky enough to invent a detail that law enforcement later confirms.
Well, it's not, let's see. People aren't saying it's fake, the confession. Just that the letter is fake to try and protect the boyfriend or the roommate. That's how they have it.
Good.
We already said
that narrower claim.
We already said
the confession is real, but the physical note left under the roommate's keyboard was planted later to protect the roommate is much more specific, and that makes it easier to evaluate. Below, I'll do 3 things. Explain how planting a note could theoretically be used to protect the roommate, and why it's an odd, risky tactic. List concrete forensic checks that will confirm or refute whether the note was created, placed at the time claimed, and give a short practical checklist you can use or give to investigators to test the planted note theory. 1. Could a note be planted to protect the roommate?
It's weird how it doesn't read everything anymore. It used to always read everything. Wow. Look how long this shit is.
How someone might try to use a planted note to protect the roommate.
Forget it. All right, guys, I'm going to take off. Another one of those crappy nights with weirdos. Just people without logic, reason, common sense. Hey, thanks, Wild Bill Wassman, Mary Lees, Julia Burns. I'm going to go over here and do it this way. We had Wild Bill Wassman. Then we had, let's see. Okay, we already did that one. And Mary Lees. Thank you very much. Charlie's death has me heartbroken. Thanks for your support and coverage. Rest in peace. Yeah. It's horrendous. I mean, it's one of the worst things ever. What makes it even worse is when you finally catch somebody, you got all these nut jobs out there that think it's somebody else and can't give any peace to the family. They just want to keep going and going and going. It's crazy. Jody H said, have incoming, wave incoming, let's go freaks. Elizabeth Sizemore. Julia Burns gifted 5. Thank you. Kylo, appreciate the timeline. Dark times right now. Any idea when we get another update? I don't know. That's the thing. Then bend over. Jesus. Look at this nut job. Then Kathy Friedenmaker. Gucci flip-flops became a YouTube member. MRC, thanks for stating the truth, maybe? I don't know. Dub RX, the Lord is our Savior, and everyone is loved equally. And then also, look at that. I hate the division and all of this. I tear up at what happened to Charlie, and I see both sides, but death doesn't justify any of this. I pray for everyone. Cat Eye. Then we had Joan Four-Wheel Bazik. Love your work, Gray. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your support, everybody. Born to Raise Hogs. Then K. Miller gifted 20 memberships. How cool is that? Thanks, K. Miller. And then Joan Four-Wheel Bazik became a YouTube member. I thought you already were one. Probably just refreshing. Michelle H. gifted 1. Then Carolina. Then Bruce Haldaway. LOL. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Then Born to Raise Hogs. So we had 3 people that did like right around 100, but if we didn't have those, we just would have got absolutely smoked. And that's how I look at a night. Like, it's pure luck at that point. Sooner for Life. Thank you so much. Then we've got Callie. We aren't seeing any. Did you see what happened to Charlie Kirk? Especially, in the messages. As it's been stated how much they both hated him. I saw somebody just mentioning above about talked about his father being MAGA lately. They might have known he was like a conservative in MAGA, but he was just saying he lately became MAGA. That's what the thing is he's saying he's been really MAGA lately. You know, because the boyfriend might have always known he was conservative. Maybe they don't even talk about his parents that much. You know. I mean, who knows? We don't know what their world is. And then this one is Mason Windu. What time was he first spotted in the area? Well, now it looks like 8:07. He lived about 4 hours away. Curious about the timeline that day. Wonder if he... Yeah, he did go there. He said he's been planning it for a week. I'm sure he's been there before. Linda Cosma, Proud Freak, 30 months. Then Bruce Holdaway gifted another 5. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And H Doc. I think Bruce Holdaway is a what do you call it? A common sense thinker type. Mason Windu, no screwdriver to disassemble rifle after in woods. Yeah, that's a good point, you know. I see what you're saying now. I didn't really understand what you said. Yeah, so he didn't have the screwdriver with him even if he wanted to disassemble it. And maybe he was... I don't know if he was going to, though. Like later he might have. Like if he was going to go back and get it, he may have tried doing that. And then the Matthew guy that didn't pay out when I convinced him, or, proved that he went up the stairs, said, I don't even know, thank you for, means I don't even know is IDEK. Thank you for your hard work, they said. And then a minute later, they said, God, you didn't even thank me for your, you know. Then we have Mushy Mystic. Hey, Gray is amazing. It should not be a thankless job. Well, it is. You can see for the last hour. So we got H. Hasselhoff. I didn't hear what they said. That they're related to the Hasselhoff. And then Cara B there. Kathy Giles gifted 5. Kathy Blanton gifted 5. Then I gifted 5. Then Carrie Voss became a YouTube member. And then all the way back when I gifted those 5, since then we had Raven, Kangaroos, and Raven again. I still think it's UW. It is UW. He said it. He did say that. He did say it was UW. Yeah, you got it right. You nailed it, man. Did you see that? It's actually in the comments. You got it right. It's in the their actual message back and forth says UWU. He typed it that way. So it wasn't a conspiracy, man. Nah, you can tell tone. Yeah. Maybe they were joking around. I don't know what the hell they were doing. Huh? What is also odd is that nobody else recognized him from all the footages, especially with the $100,000 reward money. Jesus. I was just reading a text. Jay Case actually sent me a message. He says, listening to you, I am at work. Those texts are being questioned by a lot of cops that my wife works with. Yeah, I mean, well, you know, I mean, see, that doesn't mean, to me, it doesn't make me go, ooh, so I got to think that now. I just think that, you know, with that little portion in there, makes it real to me, and I don't know if this is just the way they talk. Like you guys said, we need to see their other messages. This just might be the way they talk all the time. Don't know. Yeah, he might be the one that is very descriptive in how he talks, and then the boyfriend is just sort of shorter sentences. Don't know. But by the way, we had one coffee by someone. And that was the only sort of alternate anything. Man. Guess haven't been producing enough. Let's see. Hi, y'all. Morning in South Africa. Yeah. All right. Anyways, I'm going to take off, you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you later. And... yeah, we don't... Right, we don't have anything to compare them to, so shouldn't it default to being that it is real? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, thanks for everybody out there, and if you can't support the channel, just hit that like button, share the videos, and subscribe. And yes, I'm just going to do the shows the way I want, so if you come in here and you say, I'm a member, Gray, I think you should, well, goodbye. All right. I just became a member, therefore I'm going to tell you how to run your show. Yeah, and thanks mods for, you guys must have been pretty busy tonight. Right, so anyways, we'll see you guys later, and as I always say, until next time, let's see. Be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now.
And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher.
Even trying to play me like a little projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Greg is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector,
Freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. And I'm neither than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember
it's a text message exchange.
I have no agenda.
It's not AI generated. It's back and forth on a text message exchange. Okay, you nut jobs are all over the place.
Yeah, so
That's right, Mary Lou, that's right. It's not AI generated, everybody. It's a text message exchange that they got from their freaking cell phones. Do you understand? Oh, well, here's what they did, though. They were reading an AI chat bot at the same time and then put in what they said that they... Oh, give me a break. All right, see you guys later.